What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to your CPI Report. Inflation crashes and stocks rally big time. It is Thursday, November the 10th, 2022. Please do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and go find us over at trysmallbiz.com, where you can advertise your company for free, or for just $1 a day, you can hire moi, and I'll promote you all over the place. That's trysmallbiz.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm talking to you right now, HLBZ is starting to run. My ticker's in full motion. We're at 18 and a quarter. That's 1825. Now we're at 186. Look, the stock has been decimated along with everything else, but we have not three, but four stocks right now today alone on the CPI report that are up between 10 and as much as 17% right now, today alone in shop. So ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor, pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine, whiskey on a big rock. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, huge day. I am going to give you 3 reasons why the stock market's on fire, and in my opinion, the rally has just begun. I will go through the US dollar, something called the VIX or the fear index, as well as interest rates. And my goodness gracious, in case you're not following me on Twitter right now at TrySmallBiz, by the way, notice we got the blue chick. Yeah, chick. Do I need a date? We got the blue check last night on Twitter. So we're officially verified. And might I say, as I mentioned in a tweet, Elon Musk has a whole new system to report the fakes, the frauds that are impersonating us. It's super easy. They don't force us to send in ridiculous identification. It's absolutely unbelievable what Elon Musk is doing for Twitter. So we're official, we're verified. We've got 4 stocks right now. Boy, oh boy. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to finish this video. Who's in the stock market with me? Yeah, we got punched in the nose earlier this week, but my goodness, how many times do you have 4 stocks that are up 10 to as much as almost 20% in one day? So why is this going on? The CPI report came in at 7.7%, and you might think, well, the estimate was 7.9, and we peaked a month ago, like I said we would, because it's a backward-looking indicator at 9.1%. And write this down. Inflation's going to be in the 4s by the summer of next year. And by 2024, we'll be in the 2 to 2.5, 3/4 range. In other words, normalcy in terms of what the Fed is looking for. So, look, 3 things I pay attention to, as well as what you should do every day. What is the US dollar doing? What is the VIX, that's VIX, or the fear index? And what are interest rates doing? Because the bond market, believe it or not, is almost 10 times as big as the stock market. It's huge. And when it's going up in terms of the rates, when the 10-year went from 0 to 4% plus in the last 6 to 9 months, it was a massive shock to the system. In fact, it ignited not only a free fall in high tech and small cap stocks, but in crypto as well. But I believe last night was the crescendo. It was the capitulation that I've been talking about. They got Bitcoin all the way down to 15,600. I had explained that if it broke the low from June of 17.6, the next major level of support was 12 grand. That was a triple top breakout in 2020. And you may have heard me say what was resistance a few years ago, 2 years ago at 12,000, will now become support. So I said anywhere between 17 and 12, crypto, Bitcoin is going to bottom. It may well happen late last night because Bitcoin is at 17.3. That's almost 2,000 points higher. We've got a crash in the US dollar. Pay attention. Are you paying attention? Do you want to learn how I'm able to get you up now over 12x since March? And it was 16x at one point a month ago. I'm always watching 3 things, among others, and I'll explain the technical indicators I look at as well in a second. The S&P 500 VIX, Victor Idiot X-ray. When it's around 20, the market is not smelling any problem whatsoever. When it gets elevated north of 30, 40, 50, everyone's scared to death and you better look out below. But for some strange reason, as I've been saying, even as the Dow has been melting up 5,000 points from its low a month ago, the VIX kept fading. So the VIX was telling us, the fear index, there's nothing to be afraid of. And obviously we now know why. The entire cornucopia, there's a word for you, of the entire market in terms of bonds, stock, crypto, currency, etc., was not smelling a crash. In fact, they were smelling a topping process for the US dollar as well as interest rates. So simply put, and I try to keep everything simple because I want everyone to understand how we do this. When rates are going higher, typically, stocks are going lower. When the US dollar is going higher, typically, and it hit a 20-year high a couple of weeks ago, stocks are going lower, especially risk assets. Slow down. I'm watching these stocks run. Are you guys paying attention to what's going on? I was telling you to buy everything yesterday, the day before. My goodness, who averaged down? Who bought some of the stuff that's just on fucking fire today? Anyway, when rates are going higher, when the dollar is going higher, when the VIX is going higher, it's trouble. It's trouble. It's time to get out of Dodge, look out below. But as is the case today, when you have interest rates crashing on a lower than expected CPI, when you have the US dollar, my goodness, the dollar has cratered from a close to 25-year high at, let's call it 115, broke a double bottom at 109. It's currently 108. That might not mean anything to you guys, but you know what it really means? Ka-ching. Ka-ching. We are in the fourth quarter of a midterm election cycle. It now looks like, at a minimum, the Republicans are going to have a 6, maybe even 7-seat margin. Nancy Pelosi had 5 when all these votes are counted. As of around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is Thursday the 10th, the Democrats cannot win the Senate. The best they can hope for is to hold the 50-50 lock. The Republicans, however, if they win, once they count the fucking votes, did you see that Hobbs, who's running against Carrie Lake, she's the superintendent in Arizona that's in charge of the vote count? Are you shitting me? How is that even legally possible? They're saying it could take well beyond Thanksgiving to count over 650,000 votes, most of which are going to be Republican because they're the day of votes. It could take another month. And the woman that's in charge of the count is her opponent, Hobbs. I'm not saying they're cooking the books. I'm not saying they're cheating. But holy shit, what if they are? How in the world, somebody explain to me in the comments, how in the world can you have someone that's running for governor of a state against Carrie Lake, who I think is a rock star, and you're the same person in charge of the fucking voting system in a state that's obviously broken? I don't get that. If there's not, I hope there's no games being played. I expect Blake Masters by the skin of his teeth and Carrie Lake by probably 3 or 4 points will become governor of Arizona. That'll put the Republicans at 51. And then we got the runoff, and they said they're going to spend $200 million. I believe it'll be an all-time record in the December 6th runoff, which is slightly favoring Herschel Walker because all of those mail-in votes that Warnock got cannot be counted on. He has to assume or hope that everyone's going to get their ass off the couch and actually go stand in line. And I'm telling you right now, the lines are going to be through the roof. So if you're not prepared in some places to stand in line for 4, 5, 6 hours, you might as well not vote. But the balance of power could be at stake. So whether you vote for Warnock or Walker, which is getting a nod from me, and as I said yesterday, neither one of these guys are perfect. They both have abuse in their past. Herschel Walker's got more baggage, if I'm to be honest with you, than Warnock has. But at the end of the day, just like what happened in Pennsylvania, I'm looking at these stocks, and they're just scorching right now. At the end of the day, it's about balance of power. It's about your overall values. Are you for or against abortion? Are you for or against the cops? Are you for or against locking up and sealing and cutting off the drugs like fentanyl from coming across the border? And as we all learned just a few nights ago, this country is basically evenly divided. However, did you know that over 98%, and this is the case almost every year, 98% of the counties in the United States vote Republican every year? Less than 2% typically vote Democrat. But because the progressives are heavily concentrated in major metropolitan areas like LA, San Francisco, and New York, it makes everything close. But virtually 98%, if you were to drive across the Americas, like I've done a time or two, you'll see more GOP signs than you will Democrat. But the system is what it is. And if they ever go to the popular vote, by the way, the Republicans will never win another election. So I hope personally that they maintain the electoral college status quo as the Dow Jones Industrials goes up 1,000 points. Who was telling you? I'm going to do a tad of grandstanding. And yeah, I know Hellbiz was down, but it gave us an opportunity to buy cheap stock. Where is it now? 1865. You could have bought it yesterday at 16 and change. I own it at 23. We already made 43% selling it at 42. It got smashed down on a secondary offering. But there's your opportunity. But I've been telling you guys now, because I'm a trader for 30 years, when your nuts are the size of a grain of sand, fellas, you got to be in there buying stock. And when Bitcoin was tanking and FTX, Tom Brady, by the way, lost half of his net worth. Can you believe that? He not only got divorced, but he lost half his net worth because him and the wife, or the ex, had almost half, if not more, of their money into FTX, and it's worth zero. Now, can someone come in and recapitalize the company? By the way, it was found out that they were stealing customer accounts to go trade on their own. That is a felony of the highest degree. So I feel bad for Tom, but holy shit. Talk about a Tiger Woods style crash and burn at the end of your career. I wish him, the GOAT, nothing but the best. But what's the moral of the story? What's the moral of the story? What have I told you repeatedly now for the last year plus? Never put more than 10% into one idea. If you got 10 grand, you put 500 into a new idea, and you put the other 500 in, hopefully on somewhat of a pullback. Do I ever go over 10%? Yeah, but I've been trading these markets for 30 years, but I rarely, if ever, go over 15 or 20. If you've gotten demolished, been cut in half like Brady, or even worse, you're ignoring the rules. You're loading up on one or two stocks, probably the cheapest ones, and you're going to get whacked, if not knocked on your ass and unable to get up. Keep it within the 10% range and you'll never get wiped out. I cannot stress that enough. Which leads me to my final point of the day, and thank you for sticking with me. The worst is over, by the way. If you want a summary, the worst is over. You need to get out of here. You want me texting you? Would you like to get a text? Buy this, sell that. We're in sell mode right now, right? We've got Shopify and DraftKings up 25 or 30% from where we own them. Yeah, Shopify's over 36. I'm still holding. I think there's another buck or two, maybe more, between now and let's say the middle of December. But by the time we do get to the middle of December, if not sooner, I'm going to be liquidating. I love going into the new year with at least 30, 40, 50% or more cash, because in case you haven't noticed, especially in the last several years, the first half of January can be repositioning. The last few years have been awful in the month of January. We typically bottom in early February, and then that month, March into April, are very strong. So I'm 100% long as we speak. If I could buy more yesterday, I'd actually bought a tad more of Hellbiz, 1860 as I'm doing this video, just after 2. I bought some at just under 17 cents, but I don't have any more money. I'm taking some money out of checking and putting it into it. But to my final point, a little excited today. If you're not, something wrong with you. I'm leaning towards not requiring we get to 500 premium members. We've jumped from 200 to 300 to north of 400 now. But at the rate we're going, we're probably talking about another 3 months minimum, which would take us into February. Now, I'm not going to launch the service if I decide to go this route tomorrow, because I have some logistics that I have to work out, but I do have the service. It's called Text Magic. They've actually got an alliance with the same software company that helped us build TrySmallBiz.com, where you should get a premium membership for $1 a day. But I'm thinking about getting rid of that, focusing less on the number, because as some of you have rightly pointed out, We have a huge number of people that are sandbagging. If I said we got 2 openings left, they'd sell out in 4 seconds. But because now for over a month and a half, I said, well, we're spinning our wheels at 400. People are like, what am I going to buy now? Why should I get in now? I'll just wait. It hasn't moved for fucking a month and a half. And you might ask yourself, why is it not moving? It's because people keep quitting. We have a 20% churn rate. Only 7, I think, out of 4,000 have deleted their accounts, but close to 100 people have stopped paying after the 3rd or 4th month. They invest $100 or thereabouts, and they stop paying, and they never respond. 10% is normal, 15 even in a small business because it's such a challenging environment. But 20% is too high. So let me simply summarize with this, and then I will let you go. If we do not continue to grow, if we do not continue to add premium members, I can't keep the text service free. Simply can't. You got to make money, and so do I. And I'm already putting over half of our income, our revenue, into advertising and upgrades. I spend $100 a day on Facebook ads. I'm asking you guys for one. So if you have a small business or a side hustle and you would like to get text for free as to what I'm buying and selling so you don't have to follow me to the minute, my goodness gracious. This is so exciting. It's so fucking exciting. If you'd rather have me text you what I'm buying and selling in real time, then get a premium membership. People have asked me, what do I get for the $1 a day? You're on the homepage 100 times a day. You're the first to come up and search in your category. You got a beautiful green border. You'll get promoted. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube on the community walls at least once or twice a year. I'm starting to do small biz promos, giveaways, etc. By the way, before I forget, at 52 years of age, do you need a microloan? $500 to up to say 15 or 20,000. Gary at Approved Business Lending, was help fund much larger loans, is going to be announcing something through moi early next week. So if you're following me in the stock market, it's on Twitter at Try Small Biz. If you want me texting you, say so in the comments below. Let me know that you're in the game. And if you do need a microloan, pipe up in the comments below. And I do expect, by the way, Justin at Trustify to announce who won the 500 big ones on last week's cash prize giveaway. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you up close and personal, and thanks for watching.